I'm going to be doing a how-to cookbook. As you can see, I am cooking a over-the-top apple crisp. So, to make this, let's go see what tools we're going to be using. First up, we have an 8x8 baking pan. That's going to be very useful for this recipe. Coming over here, we have a cutting board for our lemons and our apples, because we're going to be cutting those. Right here, we have a knife, a cutting knife, a very sharp one. Now, you always want parent supervision when it comes to these. They can be very sharp, and you might get cut, and you don't know what happens then. I'm going to be using an apple core to help me cut the apples. This will be used. Nice. All right. Now, coming over here, we have an apple peeler to help us peel all of the skin off of our apples. I'm also going to be using some aluminum foil. As you can see here, I have a mixing bowl. This is going to be used too. Over here, we have a measuring cup, and it has one of our ingredients in there. Now, speaking of ingredients, how about we get to those? So over here, we have 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Right here, we have 1/2 cup of sugar. And over here, we have 3/4 of a cup of flour. Now, we have 1 stick of butter here. And as I said for the sugar, it's 1/2 cup. And we're also going to be using that for this brown sugar, but we don't have another 1/2 cup. So we'll be getting to that later. And here in our measuring cup, we have 1/4 cup of water. And we have our most important ingredients, our apples and our 1 orange. We're only going to be using, orange. Where did that come from? Lemon. I don't think you can use an orange in this recipe. Well, our lemon. We're only going to be using half of this lemon in this recipe, because you don't want it too sour. Alright, now I'm going to go through all of the steps that we're going to be doing for this recipe. First, we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. I already have that done. Look at that. Our second thing we need to do is put the sliced apples in the baking pan. They might be higher than the top of the pan, but they will shrink as they bake. Number 3 is strain the lemon juice and mix it with the water. Pour the mixture evenly over the apples. So, those 3 we're going to get to right now. Well, actually, just those 2, because we already have our oven preheated. All right, so let's do that. Okay, now I have my apples ready to go. I just did it off camera because I needed some parent supervision for this part. But now, let's put all of our apples in our 8x8 mixing bowl. And just remember, you want to have clean hands, because if you're sick and your hands are dirty, you don't want anybody else to catch your sickness from just making a nice treat. So, let's get them all in. Well, we'll wash that one off. Make sure they're all spread out.
Maybe you just throw that one out.
Yeah, we'll actually throw that one out. Alright, that's pretty good. Now, let's go juice our lemon. Alright, we got our half slice of lemon, and we are going to juice it. So, plug your ears. This might be loud. See all the juice coming down? This lemon can make a lot of juice for its size. Well, that looks about done. Okay, now I have my lemon juice. Now, the next step, as you know, is to add the water in. So let's do that. Which one am I going to pour it in? Let's do it in here. Yeah. topping is golden brown. So now we're going to mix all of our extra ingredients in this big mixing bowl. First, let's add in our flour, our sugar, and besides, we need the brown sugar too with this cup. So we'll get that off camera. Okay, what do we need next? We'll do that last. Let's go ahead and do our butter. Alright, so I measured my brown sugar off camera so that it would just be easier and that this video wouldn't take forever. So let's add this in. Oh, and in the beginning, I forgot to mention that we also had ground cinnamon. Let's add that in. We're actually going to be doing 1 teaspoon. So that's in. And we also forgot to add our salt. It's so tiny. I couldn't even see it. So let's add that. We have 1/4 teaspoon. Alright, now I did this off camera because I totally forgot about it. Good thing I took a look at the book. I cut my butter into 8 total pieces. So I'm going to scatter them out in my mixture. Let's put one over here, here. Perfect. Now I'm going to use my hands to mix it. Now, as I said, make sure they're clean. So I'm just going to push it in and kind of smush it together. Alright, my ingredients are now all mixed together because that would have taken a while. Alright, so now I'm going to sprinkle them on top of my apples. So let's get doing that. Make sure it's evenly spread. I'm going to wrap the aluminum foil loosely around this 8x8 baking pan. Like it said, loosely. You don't want it that tight. Okay, now it's ready for the oven. Perfect, it's in the oven. Now, just to explain a few things. It's going to be in there for 25 minutes, and that's a while. And after that, we're going to remove the foil and then bake for another 35 minutes. And we're going to wait for the topping until it's golden brown. And we don't want this video to last on forever, so it's going to feel like a few minutes. Alright guys, we already took the foil off, and it's going pretty good. It's rising. And I can smell the beautiful scent. The timer just went off and our dessert is ready. So let's see the final product. Looks delicious.
Too hot? You okay? Be careful. You want help? Good job.
Smells good.
I know. Well,
Let's not take a bite just yet. So that is my presentation of making over-the-top apple crisp for my how-to book report. Bye.